Okay, I feel like we're going to talk about a forgotten part of marketing, or an obscure part of marketing, or maybe an old school part of marketing that's still relevant that maybe people don't know is still relevant. And let me just start off this video and say that if you are creating content on the internet anywhere, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, podcast, whatever, and you are not then taking that content and doubling it into website content, you are missing out. It's a compound effect, especially on your website. And after years and years and years of creating content, which we will all do, which we all have done, it will eventually build you authority. And if you are not doing it now, when you're just getting started or when you're smaller or whatever, you're going to kick yourself in the booty when you're further down the road. This video is sponsored by SEMrush. More on them in a minute. I started as a blogger, and I think this is why I kind of just naturally have always nurtured my website. But my website leads to leads and sales and traffic and exposure every single day that I don't really have to work that hard for, like at all. Throughout the years between being a web designer when I first started and testing all of this out for myself, I've figured out some ways to make sure that my website is converting to leads and sales no matter what I'm doing, right? And so while you might think websites aren't important anymore, I would argue against that statement. I absolutely think they're important. I absolutely think they're something that everybody should have and be using, especially if you're creating content, for your business. So there are three main ways that I optimize my website to make sure I'm getting leads and sales. And the first way is that I utilize my blog and my SEO. This is the most important thing we're going to talk about. The other two things are very important, but this one is probably most important. I am creating content on my website that puts keywords out into Google and thus gives me traffic and gives me search ranking and does all the things that it needs to do. And that traffic is in the form of people who actually want what I do for business. And then those people get on my email list and those people buy from me. And so we go. Here's the thing. SEO is not hard. Actually, if you learn just a little bit about SEO, like a little tiny bit about SEO, and you pair that with blog posts that you can make based on your current content, you'll be found in Google. I'll actually show you what this looks like on my website in just a second. I'm going to pull up my website and my Google Analytics and show you what this looks like. But this is the perfect spot for me to pause and tell you about today's sponsor, SEMrush. SEMrush is a tool that I have been using for years that makes SEO, competitive analysis, and ranking so freaking easy and so much fun. Am I a nerd if I think stuff like this is fun? Probably, but hang with me. So let's say I want to write a blog post that will rank and search on Google about how to master Instagram in 2024. I can go into the keyword magic tool and I can just type in the keyword I think I want to use, right? So like master Instagram 2024, and I can hit search. It will tell me if this is like a decent keyword or if I should go after something else or if there are others that I could rank for. So for that one, for instance, nothing really came up. So I'm like, okay, I probably don't need to do that. So if I type in Instagram 2024, then the magic tool pops up and it's like Instagram algorithm 2024. The intent is the user wants this to be informational. There are 1,900 searches per month. This is, if there's a lot of competition or not, and then all the things. And so I can look through here and I can say, okay, I probably could rank for, this particular keyword. Then what is so cool is once I've kind of picked my keywords, I can hit the little plus sign here and I can add that keyword to my keyword strategy builder so that I can have an entire list of keywords that I want to go after. And I can use that list, y'all, to drive traffic to my website. You see how this is all working together? And if you've been around here for any amount of time at all, you know that I think competitive analysis and market research is one of the things that everybody needs to be doing to grow on basically any platform. And with SEMrush's domain overview, and their entire competitive analysis dashboard. They make it really freaking easy. I can just simply type in the domain of one of my competitors. We're just going to type in my website for now, but we can type in the domain for one of my competitors and we can see what they're ranking for, what their traffic looks like, where they're getting their traffic from, so on and so forth, which can help us make really good decisions based on what we want to make content on. With a ton of other features like the ones built into their social media, content marketing, and trends dashboard, I truly think that SEMrush is one of the best tools that you can use to build a website that drives leads and sales every single day. I've been using it for years and I absolutely love it. So to try out SEMrush for free for 14 days, go to trysemrush.com/Jessica Stansberry. I've also linked that below in the description for easy clicking. Thank you, SEMrush, for sponsoring this video. And if you are watching this video and you're like, oh my gosh, she talked about SEO, but I don't know how to do the things, SEMrush, do the SEMrush thing. Try semrush.com/Jessica Stansberry. That'll get you 14 days free. Okay, let's get back to what I was talking about because I want to show you something on my blog with Google Analytics. Okay, so let's go into my actual Google Analytics, okay? So this is the page where it tells me kind of what pages, what posts are being found and seen the most. And this blog post that I wrote in 2021, I do believe, is my leading search traffic generator, as well as like the leading post that people see on my site. So that goes to show you that old content still performs well here. And this is not even a blog post that went along with a YouTube video. Like there's not a YouTube video sending traffic to this blog post. This is literally just a blog post that my assistant at the time, Laura, wrote based on something that I did. And we talked about like what happened when I posted an Instagram reel every day. And so people are going to Google and they're searching for something with Instagram reels and they're finding this post from me and they're coming in here and they are reading that post. They are probably getting on my email list. They're probably, at least being aware of me now, and we're going from there. And I'm going to show you more in a second about what I do on the blog post, but just see that I am using SEO here to get traffic, even though I'm also getting traffic from things like YouTube or Instagram or whatever. So I post an Instagram reel every day and here's what happened. This is coming from search traffic and it's getting a ton of views per month. The truth about master resale rights. Oh, one of my favorites. So that is based on a YouTube video, but we did a blog post to accompany it. And I do not promote my blog posts in my YouTube videos. So that traffic is all coming from Google as well. My homepage, we're going to ignore that because people are just searching for me or something like that. How much YouTube paid me in 2020 with 100,000 subscribers? Same thing. This is all coming from search. And how to sell digital products on Instagram. Those are my top 5 posts that are bringing people in. If we ignore the homepage, we could also include want to quit your job, but you don't have any money, do this. And that is a blog post that was written years ago as well. So I have used the blog feature of my website to attract people, and I have paired that with SEO, with being able to know what keywords I can rank for, what things I want to rank for, things like that. And now I bring in traffic via my website in addition to my YouTube videos and my Instagram and my podcast and things like that. So this traffic is coming in probably brand new to me, which is wild because I don't even spend any time on my website at all every week. Right now, in the current phase of my business, we do have blog posts going live every week that my team writes based on some things that we talk about and things that we want to rank for. But I am not personally writing those blog posts. And in fact, I have never personally written my blog post. So even back in the day and I won't say never, but never for this business, at least like in the last 7 years. So if we go back a little bit, I have had a virtual assistant of some sort since late 2015 or early 2016. And I started with somebody very minimal hours, very minimal pay, that kind of thing. And we built from there. So I've had help in some way, shape, or form since that point. And that also, by the way, should show you that you can hire help anytime you want to hire help. You don't have to be at a certain time in your business, because I think I paid my first virtual assistant like $100 a month, if that. And it freed up a lot of my time. She was helping us publish our podcast. She was helping us do things like that. And I eventually got to the point where when I was really filming videos for YouTube and I was focusing on YouTube, I would film videos and I would hire someone else to write the blog post for them. Now we have things like AI that could go in and write a blog post based on your video. Back then we at least had the transcription, right? And so I've always kind of just let other people write the blog post for me and put them on my website and help me drive traffic. So I'm involved in what we talk about, the SEO behind it, the videos maybe, but I don't really spend any time doing it, which is really awesome because then it brings me leads and sales every day and I didn't do much to do that. And if we go to my blog, something that you'll notice is that I sprinkle in freebies and affiliate links throughout all of my blog posts. So if we click on this one right here, for instance, which is about ManyChat. So in this, we've got this like ManyChat link that's going to go to my ManyChat affiliate link, right? And if you scroll to the bottom, there is an opt-in that's just generically at the bottom of my website that everybody who ever reads a blog post might see. And then in some blog posts, we're also embedding them in the middle. So it depends on the blog post. It depends on what the blog post is about, but we're going to get them to a freebie of some sort. We might even link to a paid offer, but I use the traffic that's coming in from this to build my list, build my sales, all the things. So because I used my blog and SEO, I'm getting new people who come in and get on my email list every day who've never even watched a YouTube video or found me on Instagram or watched me on TikTok. They are completely new, different people, and that is super exciting. Now, the second thing that I do to make sure that my website is set up to drive leads and sales every day is that I optimize the homepage. Now, let me stop right here and tell you that I do not believe that my website is the most optimized website in the world. It is not the most optimized website for sales. It is not perfect. I could do so much more to make this so much better. Here's the problem right now is that I have went through so many mental crises that I'm constantly like, I don't know what I want on my page. What do I want it to say? And so it's in a state of fluidity and I'm okay with that. But there are some core things that I put on that homepage that help me get people to buy or become a lead every single day. Okay. So right up here at the very top, I hope you can see that in the screen share footage, but right up here at the very top, it's like learn the YouTube things right now. If they click that link, they're going to be taken to the sales page for Crash, which is my membership for YouTube strategy. So that right there at the top. Okay. Then, and we're going to talk more in depth about this in a second, but we have a menu bar that's got some other ways to work with me. Then right here, I tell them kind of what I'm about and I invite them to watch the YouTube channel. There's also a watch the YouTube channel button here. So with that, I know that when they go watch me on YouTube, they're likely going to see a video that also talks about a freebie or a low cost offer or something, and they might go down that rabbit hole to pay me or become a lead. So linking them off to YouTube also creates leads and sales, if that makes sense. And then as we scroll down through here, we establish a little bit of authority, like I've been seeing on these things. Here is a freebie. So this is a way that I get leads from my website. So if somebody comes here, they can click this button and go get the digital product ideas freebie. Again, I have some, those buttons look funny. I'll have to fix that. I have some links here to go watch some of my YouTube videos. So, because again, these are videos that also promote things that they might want to get. So if they're coming on my homepage and they're not really doing much, but they go to YouTube, they'll probably do something from there. Then right here, I actually have a button to my viral digital product course, so they can check that out there. And then buttons to the blog and blog post at the bottom, as well as that same 50 digital product ideas thing. Again, I could optimize this way better right now. My website is not in the best place. Coming from an ex-web designer's opinion, my website's just not, it's not in the best place. However, it still converts to leads and sales every single day. So it's working. So the third thing that I do to make sure that my website is converting is to make sure that I have places for people to work with me very readily accessible. Y'all, you wouldn't believe how not obvious this is. And it seems so obvious because it's like, why would you not have ways for people to work with you? I don't know, but I go to people's website all the time, whether I'm doing competitive research or I'm, just like actually on somebody's website and wanting to buy something from them, and I can't find the thing that they're selling. And I'm going to go back in time a little bit to 2015, early 2016 Jessica, and I'm going to put on my web design hat, and I'm going to tell you that you should be making sure that people know how they can pay you within about 10 seconds of being on your website. And if you're not doing that, you are not doing your job as a business owner, okay? So I think a lot of times people are like, oh, it's just a website, it's just kind of a landing page. Let people buy from you. Like it's a whole thing. People are going to be searching your name. When they find you on Instagram, they're going to search your name. They find you on a podcast, they're going to search your name, and they're going to come to your website to figure that out, right? So up here, I have a shop where people can buy templates and toolkits from me. And if you go to the shop, like you can see those things right here. And then I have resources, which is going to get you my affiliate link. And then I have this work with Jessica tab. So we have the Next Level CEO Mastermind. I have a local marketing agency, and I have Crash that are all available for people right now. We are adding back things after we blew up the business. We're kind of adding back offers and doing things like that. So there'll be more here in the coming weeks. But right now, like literally, if someone watches a YouTube video or hears me on a podcast and they're like, oh my gosh, I love this girl, and they come to my website and they're like, how can I work with her? There are ways to work with me right there. So if you think a website is old school, if you think that blogging is old school, if you think it doesn't work anymore, it is harder. It is different. It is not something that's like, amazingly just like it was in the 2010s, but it still works and it's still relevant. And if you are a personal brand, especially on the internet, that is doing podcast interviews or content somewhere or whatever, people are going to be searching for you. So even if you're not utilizing blog posts and SEO and you don't have the bandwidth for that now, at least have your homepage and your menu and all of that kind of stuff set up so people can buy from you and people can get on your email list, because otherwise they're just coming to your website and they're leaving and you're never catching that person. And if you can incorporate SEO and blog posts, you can add it as another traffic source. And just a little pro tip here, and I said this in the beginning, but I want to make sure y'all understood what I mean. Any type of content that you are creating on the internet right now can be and should be repurposed for blog posts and for SEO on your website. So if you're doing an Instagram reel and you are doing a reel with like 10 ways to, lose weight, or 10 ways to decorate your home for fall, or 10 ways to like whatever, take that and turn it into a blog post. Take that and let a virtual assistant turn it into a blog post. Teach someone how to do SEO for you if you know those things and they don't. Like you can do all of that. Of course, if you're doing something like YouTube or a podcast, you should definitely be turning those things into blog posts. But Instagram Reels, TikToks, anything that you're doing where you're putting content out onto the internet should be sparking the start of a blog post as well. Because eventually, with a compound effect, it's all going to add up and you're going to have traffic coming from a blog that you don't really maintain, which is awesome. Okay, so thank you to today's sponsor, SEMrush. If you want to check them out and get 14 days free, you can go to trysemrush.com/Jessica Stansberry. And stay tuned because I'm about to put sample paint on this wall back here, see what color I want to get it, because I have got some ideas and I'm so pumped. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And I hope you learned something. Bye, y'all.